A soft tremble moves through the garden air, like something unseen just brushed past your shoulder. That's how it begins. Quiet, almost secret. When a garden is filled with plants that butterflies and hummingbirds simply cannot resist. Most people only know the usual flowers. But today, you're stepping into the world of 5 rare, overlooked plants that keep these winged visitors dancing around your yard all year long. Once you plant them, your garden won't just look alive, it will feel alive. Welcome back to Garden's Heaven, the calm corner where we help you build a breathtaking garden without spending like you're funding a botanical museum. And if you're new here, I'm truly glad you found this space, because what you're about to learn will change the way you grow beauty forever. Before we dive in, take a moment to tap that like button and subscribe to join our growing community of everyday gardeners crafting extraordinary spaces, and drop a quick comment below telling me where you're watching from. I'd love to welcome you personally. Plant 1. Mexican false heather. May look delicate, but it carries a kind of quiet strength that transforms a simple garden into a living sanctuary. Its tiny purple blooms hold a gentle shimmer that butterflies notice long before humans do. In warm regions across the USA, it stays in flower almost the entire year, and in cooler states, it rebounds quickly once spring returns. This plant doesn't rely on flash or size. Its beauty lies in the soft fragrance and steady nectar supply that pull butterflies and hummingbirds in like a magnetic field. What makes Mexican false heather even more special is how easily it settles along borders, pathways, and open sunny corners. You don't need rich soil or expensive additives, just sunlight, moderate watering, and a little space. Before long, it forms a low, colorful spread that looks like nature laid a velvet cloth across the ground. And as it grows, hummingbirds hover low, sipping from the clusters of blooms, while butterflies drift around it as if guided by instinct. The best part is how effortlessly it maintains the rhythm of your garden. Even when other plants slow down or rest for the season, this one continues giving color and life. It never overwhelms your yard, never demands constant attention, yet it delivers one of the most satisfying sights a gardener could ask for, wild visitors returning again and again. Mexican false heather brings that steady year-round charm that makes a garden feel cared for, even on days when you haven't done a thing. Plant 2. Pineapple sage is one of those rare plants that quietly becomes the heart of a garden without trying. Its leaves release a soft fruity scent every time the wind brushes through, and its long red blooms stand tall like little beacons calling hummingbirds from across the yard. In many parts of the USA, especially the warmer zones, pineapple sage grows as if it's fueled by its own steady rhythm, offering color late into the season when most flowers have already given up. What makes pineapple sage truly special is the timing of its blooms. Just when fall tries to quiet everything down, this plant wakes up and puts on a show. That late burst of bright red is irresistible to hummingbirds preparing for migration, giving them a dependable nectar source when they need it most. Butterflies also drift toward it with ease, landing on its soft petals and turning your garden into a slow-moving painting. And the best part, you get all this magic without needing fancy care, just sun, light soil, and occasional watering. Plant 3. Blue mist flower is the kind of plant that surprises people the moment it blooms. Its soft, cloud-like clusters of blue and lavender look almost like gentle puffs of smoke drifting above the leaves. But the real magic happens when butterflies find it. They don't just land on blue mist flower, they gather around it in groups, turning the plant into a living swarm of color. In many parts of the USA, especially the South and Midwest, this plant bursts into full glory late in the season, when most gardens start slowing down. What makes blue mist flower stand out is how generously it feeds wildlife without asking much in return. Even in average soil, it spreads steadily and fills empty corners with a kind of effortless charm. Monarchs, swallowtails, and other migrating butterflies treat it like a rest stop, drinking deeply before continuing their journey. And though hummingbirds don't favor every blue flower, they're strangely drawn to this one, hovering with curiosity before dipping into its nectar-rich blooms. There's a softness to blue mist flower that gives a garden depth and movement. It sways lightly with the breeze, creating a calming effect you can feel just by stepping outside. And because it blooms later in the year, it extends the life of your garden, keeping it lively when other flowers fade. Blue mist flower is one of those underrated treasures that makes a garden look thoughtful, full, and alive, while still being easy on your budget and your time. Before we move on, take a second to breathe in the beauty we're creating here, because if these plants are already opening your eyes to what your garden can become, imagine what the next ones will do. And hey, if you're enjoying this so far, tap that like button. It helps this channel reach more garden lovers who are trying to transform their space without spending a fortune. And while you're at it, drop a quick comment telling me which plant has surprised you the most. Your feedback shapes every new video we make here on Gardens Heaven. Plant 4. Coral honeysuckle. Coral honeysuckle is the kind of plant that feels handcrafted for hummingbirds. Its long coral red tubes are like tiny lanterns glowing along a gentle vine, each one filled with nectar that hummingbirds can't resist. Unlike the invasive varieties people often complain about, this native U.S. species is well-behaved and incredibly rewarding. Once it settles in, it blooms in cycles that stretch from early spring all the way into the cooler months, making it one of the most reliable plants for year-round garden activity. What makes coral honeysuckle so special is its balance, beautiful enough to stand out, strong enough to handle different climates, and gentle enough to support local wildlife without taking over your space. Its vines climb fences, trellises, and mailboxes with a quiet elegance, creating a natural welcome sign for butterflies drifting through your yard. And because the blooms often appear before many other flowers wake up for the season, hummingbirds treat it like their first stop of the morning, hovering with excitement before sipping. As it matures, coral honeysuckle becomes more than just a flowering vine. It becomes a landmark in your garden. The glossy green leaves stay vibrant, even when winter hints at dormancy, and the plant continues offering small bursts of color when most others sleep. It gives your garden rhythm, structure, and a touch of warmth that feels almost nostalgic. With coral honeysuckle, every season carries a little anticipation, because you never know when another hummingbird is about to sweep in and steal the moment. Plant 5. Jatropha intige rima firecracker. Jatropha is one of those plants that looks like it belongs in a private tropical garden, yet it thrives quietly in many U.S. states, especially the warmer ones. Its bright clusters of red star-shaped blooms stay active for most of the year, lighting up the garden like tiny sparks suspended in the air. But the real wonder is how powerfully it attracts hummingbirds. They don't just visit it. They dart, hover, chase, and return to it all day long, as if it's the one plant they can't afford to skip. Butterfly species also gather around its blooms, turning your yard into a moving painting of wings and color. What sets firecracker jatropha apart is its stamina. As long as it gets sunlight, it keeps pushing out new flowers, even when temperatures dip or rise suddenly. Many gardeners overlook it because it's not a household name, but that's exactly why it works so well for this list. It gives your garden that rare, exotic look without needing exotic care. A bit of watering, well-drained soil, and it rewards you with steady blooms that look like fireworks frozen in midair. As it grows into a small ornamental shrub, firecracker jatropha becomes a garden centerpiece without overwhelming smaller plants. Its structure is clean, airy, and elegant, giving hummingbirds open space to dance around it while still offering a bold splash of color from afar. And when your garden hits those slow moments in the year, this plant steps up and fills the quiet with life again. It's the kind of secret plant that makes visitors ask, "What on earth is that?" And it keeps your winged guests coming back all year long. And there you have it. 5 quiet powerhouses that don't just decorate a garden, they bring it to life. When butterflies drift in and hummingbirds zip through the air day after day, you start to feel a connection to your space that's hard to put into words. These plants aren't loud, they aren't common, and they aren't overused. They're the kind that transform an ordinary yard into a small piece of heaven without draining your wallet or demanding complicated care. If today's video helped you discover something new, go ahead and hit that like button, and make sure you subscribe so you never miss another guide from Gardens Heaven. And don't forget to leave a comment telling me which plant you're excited to try first. I love hearing how your gardens grow and evolve. Thank you for spending your time here with me. Keep nurturing your space, keep exploring, and keep believing in the magic a simple garden can hold. I'll see you in the next one.